Hello and welcome to a video tutorial for the eDirex lead management system. In this video we're going to be walking you through how to pick out age data from inside your lead system. So in order to find age leads in the online portal, you're going to have to click on the Cherry Picker tab. So click on Cherry Picker, and then by default you're probably not going to see any leads pop up right away because you'll have to select a date range first. It'll probably have today's date here in the date range box selected by default, so you'll have to go back at least 10 days or more in order to see cherry pickers. So when a lead comes to our system in real time, it could potentially be matched with real-time buyers, but that lead will not be available for sale in the cherry picker until 10 days after it originally came through. So you can find anywhere from 10-day-old leads up to several years old and everything in between. So let's do an example search so we can see some leads pop up here. So just go ahead and click the date range button. And you can either use one of the quick selects here on the right. You could do last 7 days, last 30 days, this month, last month, or you can toggle back and forth between months to manually select a range. So just for this example, let's go ahead and select last month. So now you can see some leads pop up on the screen. So it'll show you the lead age, that's a number of days old. It'll show you the lead price. The pricing is broken down into different levels based on the age of the lead. You can come in here and add filters to the list, which I'll show you here in a second, and that does not change the price of the lead. The pricing is only based on the age of the lead. It goes anywhere from $15 down to $1.25 per lead with different levels in between there. So you'll see as you're messing around with the date ranges, you'll see the pricing begin to change the further you go back in lead age. So for this example, we just selected last month. We'll scroll down here to the bottom left. It's showing there's 898 leads that are still available for sale that came through last month. So you're probably going to have certain things that you're looking for in order to purchase a lead. You probably want to see, a certain business age, a certain monthly sales, and so on. So to make it easier on you, instead of scrolling through page after page and trying to pick out the leads that you want individually, we can filter this list to narrow down our search and get a little bit more targeted with it. So to filter the list, all you need to do is click on the funnel button to the right of that date range button. And that will bring a box up on your screen with all the available filters that you can use in the cherry picker. So as you can see, you can filter here by state, you can filter by loan amount, by business age, by monthly sales, and by credit. So for example, if you don't really care about states, if you can pretty much take a lead no matter what state it comes through, you don't have to select anything. By default, it'll show all the states. But say you do, say you only want to see leads in Maryland, Massachusetts, Vermont, Virginia, Minnesota. So you check all the boxes that you want to see and then hit filter. And that will take out anything you didn't check and only show those states that you did check in here. So as you can see, from 898 it went down to 44. So there's 44 leads that were in those states that we checked. So let's go back here and clear out that filter. So you can click the X next to that funnel to delete any filters that you've added, to go back to the main unfiltered count, which was 898. So let's go back in here and let's do an example search for, say, like a typical MCA type lead. So most people will look to business age and look to maybe scrub out any startups or new businesses. So in that case, you can go ahead and click 6 months and everything above that, 6 to 12, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3+ years, and then hit filter. And what that's done is that's removed any lead that said that they were a new business, and it only leaves 6 months and above, as you can see here in the business age column. So it went from 898 down to 433. So we can filter that even further. Go back to the filter leads button here at the top, and let's do a monthly sales filter. So most of the time people will need to see in excess of 8 to 10K per month or more in order to get any type of funding approved. So in that case, let's go ahead and select 10K and everything above, so 10 to 25, 25 to 50, and so on. As far as the NA, what that means is some of the forms and call centers where the data is being collected, they may not ask a particular question. So if a lead comes through and they did not have to answer a particular question. So in this case, monthly sales will default the answer to NA. So if you did have NA checked, that just means that they didn't have to answer the monthly sales question on their particular lead source that they came from. Most every lead source will have a monthly sales or a business age value. I probably wouldn't worry about checking the NA. So go ahead and click filter from there for the 6 months and above and 10K and above. So that leaves us with 236 leads that match those two filters that are still available for sale that came through last month. So of course you can go back in and filter even further if you'd like. You can mess around with the loan amount. You can mess around with the credit filters. One thing to keep in mind is to not go too crazy with the filters right away. Sometimes people make the mistake of going in here and they'll add a state filter, a loan amount filter. They'll do every single filter in here. They'll click the filter button. It'll take them back and there won't be any matching leads. Well, that just means they were way too specific with their search criteria. So I usually recommend starting slower, maybe adding 1 or 2 filters at a time, clicking filter, seeing what the count is that matches, and then adding more filters from there, just to make sure you know which filter is preventing you from seeing most of the traffic. So once you do a nice filter set and you get a good set of data here, there's several ways you can purchase leads from here. Sometimes people will come through and they'll just check individual boxes of the leads that they want, and then they'll click add checked to cart here down at the bottom right. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is say you run a search and say you want to purchase all 236 leads out of here. All you need to do is just hit add all filtered leads to cart, and that'll take the whole batch that you've just filtered and put it into a shopping cart for you to check out. Another way is say you run a search, there's 236 leads, say you only want to buy 50 of those leads. You don't really care which ones because they all kind of match in with your parameters that you're looking for. You can utilize the pick random functionality. Just punch in 25, 50 leads, whatever you want to do, hit pick random. It'll check a random number of boxes and then it'll add them to your shopping cart here. So for this example, we're just going to buy a few leads just so you can see how the functionality works. Let's go into the shopping cart and remove the leads that we've put in here. So remove unchecked from cart. So if you add some to your cart and you want to take some out, you can just unselect the ones you don't want and just hit remove unchecked from cart. Okay, so now the shopping cart is empty, so we can go ahead and go back to business finance, continue shopping. Okay, so now we're back to the 236. So let's just go ahead and pick out 5 or 10 of these leads that we want. Right here. Okay, so we picked out a few leads. We'll go ahead and hit add check to cart. So we picked out 6 leads. You'll see the total price of this order is $90 since these are all $15 leads. And then if we check our account balance here at the top, there's plenty of funds in here to clear this order. So when we're ready to go, you can just go ahead and click buy leads. And what that's going to do is it's going to be loading the file here in the background as it's processing the purchase. So once the order is finished processing, it's going to send all these leads into the My Leads tab, which you can access like we explained in a previous video. And it also emails you the leads in whatever file format that you have set up as the default delivery option on your campaign. So be a little bit patient. The larger the lead file you purchase, the longer it's going to take to process. So you'll definitely get an email when it's done in the file format that you chose, so you can access the leads there, and you'll see them start to populate in the My Leads tab, which you can access. So we'll wait for this to finish loading. Okay, boom. So successfully purchased 6 leads. So now we should be able to go to the My Leads section. And we should be able to come here and select the date range. So it's showing you the leads that you've purchased by purchase date. So we want to hit today since we want to see the leads that we've just bought today. So here we go. We see all 6 leads populating here that we just bought. It gives us the date that we received them and then all the contact info, the name, company name, city, state, zip, email, and phone. So it's easy as that. And you can come in here in the cherry picker at any time and run searches, mess around with different filters, different date ranges. Again, the pricing will get lower the further you go back in lead age, so you can definitely feel free to go in here and mess around with different ranges here. Let's just go back so you can see an example of the pricing change. So we went back, over 200 days old, so you'll see the leads are $2.50. And then if you go back over a year, the leads are $1.25. So mess around with that. It's a nice feature. It's very flexible. You can come in here and buy as many or as little leads as you want, whenever you want, which is great. There's also several different vertical markets here to choose from. So if you're not in business finance and you're looking for merchant services leads like credit card processing or credit card equipment, you can come in here and access those as well. If you don't see your vertical listed here, just reach out to your account rep and they can go ahead and activate that vertical on your account. So this has been a video walkthrough of how to purchase age leads out of the cherry picker section in the lead system. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video.